My whole thing is the first 90 seconds in my day is critical. So in your first 90 seconds, I want you to think about the positive, strong statement. You know, you get into conflict, you got to confront. You got to embrace problems. I think you got to turn your adversity into an advantage. That's the stuff that makes you the strongest. It isn't easy. It isn't possible. Because one of my favorite lines is that all of us are better than some of us. You can't get better without losing. How do you do the most amount in the least amount of time? You never ask a person a question that's yes or no, because 50% of the answer is going to be no. Ask them a yes question. This is where a lot of people really struggle. Are you willing to help the other person get what they want more than you even willing to get what you want? Do as much as you can for as many people as you can, as often as you can, and expect nothing back. The Steiner story really starts. I was in 5th grade, PS215, Mr. Kerper's class. And he called me up to the front and he gave me an envelope filled with some cash. And he said, well, we took a collection of money for you to buy some clothes. And I said, well, why do you think I need clothes? Well, you've been wearing the same pants for 3 weeks in a row. They didn't feel right to me. So the next day, I went to my mother's room and I said, listen, on Saturday, I'm going to go get a job. You don't need to worry about me anymore. And if I can make some extra money, I'll help the family too. And Freddie the fruit man came through for me. You know, at $1.50 an hour, I delivered fruit and vegetables, and then I moved on to working the counter. When I was about 12, I decided I was going to do a paper route. I started with a very small route. I need to grow this route. And I started knocking on doors, and I asked this lady who came to the door, she's probably about 70 years old, and she just looked me dead in the eye and said, why would I buy the Daily News from you? I can go to the store and get it for 8 cents. Why would I pay you 8 cents? I said, it's the same amount of money, but I've got to tip you. I knocked back on the lady's door, and that's when the first thing that came to me, which was, what else? I said, if I brought you milk and hot bagels on Sunday morning, done. So then I proceeded to now build my route around this extra service that I provided. And I'm starting to rack a little bit. Really, the question is, you know, what else can you provide? Are you really thinking about your customer and what else you can do for them? The bagel guy comes to me and says, hey, how would you like to come and bake bagels for me? I'll teach you how to make them. I'll teach you how to bake them. And what was great is that opportunity led me to employment throughout my whole high school and even to early college. I worked pretty much full-time in college. I was trying to go to Florida, a place called The Button. Now, this place was crazy. All the colleges would have, you know, during the course of a day, would compete against each other, who was craziest. I was trying to think, what else? You know, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do my version of The Button up here. I'll go to all the schools in Syracuse, saying, what's missing? And sure enough, we had our pledges, giving out all these flyers, but with the message, and it's a value proposition. Aren't you bored meeting the same people every day, the same parties? Here's an opportunity to go to a party, meet other kids from the other schools. We ended up getting about 3,000 people into the club that night. I realized at that moment that I could promote. And I was a marketer, and I knew how to bring things together. My first autograph, and how I kind of got started in the memorabilia business is, I was at Yankee Stadium and got these seats. They're 5 rows over the on-deck circle. Yeah, these seats are incredible. They just opened up. We got to grab these seats. Now, I had never sat in seats like that. We buy the seats, they're $4, 15 cents on the subway each way, bought a hot dog for 20 cents, scorecard for 10. Joe Pepitone comes over, gives me my first autograph. You know, we really want to talk trash. Trash, get over here now, sign these kids' autographs. So I had both autographs, came home. I said, Mom, you're not going to believe this. We sat in the most unbelievable seats. We actually saw the game. We talked with 2 Yankees. And my mother says, where's my change? You know, it's a memorable moment when you get that first autograph, when you get up close to the field and you see that. And that was really, for me, starting Steiner, because it was the beginning of saving all my programs, which led to Steiner remembering moments and turning moments into money. My kids, I used to read stories to my kids. I'm reading, not the book, I'm making up my own story. I was making up the story about why this Mark Messier was one of my favorite players. I'm like, I like this story. And this was really the defining moment in Steiner. It was an aha moment, because I'm thinking to myself, if that's how I feel, that everybody has a sports moment in their Fab Five, good chance. And I'm going to pray off of it. So I go in the office the next day and I find every moment there is. Carlton Fisk, the touchdown run, the '86 Super Bowl, and then I go find the athletes to match up to the moments. And here we are, remember the moment, Steiner Sports Collectibles, and millions of dollars later. The only reason I went up to Derek G was one reason only. I represented Phil Rizzuto starting in '94. One of the things I realized with Phil was he never ever said to me, Brandon, do this, do that. except for this one time. He says, Steiner, you better sign this kid. I said, seriously? Why are you hitting me with this? Like, he barely even, I wasn't even sure he was going to start. He's special. You got to sign this kid. I'm telling you, that's why we signed Jeter. The key is, you don't need to start your own business to have an entrepreneur spirit. And part of the biggest thing is not being afraid to take risks. A lot of it is accepting the opportunity, accepting the ability to make an unlimited amount of money. You have to kind of feel that you're worthy of that. You're part of an industry. You want to leave that industry better than when you found it.